KIUC customers have a unique benefit that's available to members of electric cooperatives all over the country, Patronage Capital. What is Patronage Capital, and how does it benefit you as a member of KIUC? Learn more via these frequently asked questions. Let's start off with, what is Patronage Capital?
A rural electric cooperative is a nonprofit business that exists solely to provide its members with electricity. The members of a cooperative are the company's owners. When the cooperative takes in more money during the year than is needed to operate the business, we call those margins rather than profits. Our members are allocated a share of those margins. As a member, your allocation is based on the amount of electricity you use during the year. Think of it as your equity in the co-op. The more you buy, the higher your potential share of whatever margins are earned that year. Each of our members has his or her own Patronage Capital account. As long as you are a member, purchase electricity from KIUC, and KIUC posts margins at the end of the year, your Patronage Capital account will benefit from your portion of those margins.
Why is Patronage Capital important to KIUC?
Like any other business, it's necessary to maintain a prudent capital structure to remain financially sound, including the need for equity capital. That way, we can ensure a stable, reliable electric provider for the benefit of the members we serve. KIUC is a not-for-profit cooperative. We don't have outside investors and can't sell stock to raise capital like shareholder-owned companies. Therefore, our equity in the capital structure is provided entirely by member patronage capital, which represents a small portion of what every member pays in their electric bill. Having sufficient patronage capital on our books provides a sound capital structure and allows us to meet the equity requirements our lenders place on us. Having sufficient equity means we can borrow money at an attractive interest rate, even when credit markets are tough and less solid utilities might not be able to borrow at all. The bottom line is, our members' patronage capital is the foundation of our cooperative's financial stability.
What's the difference between allocations and retirements?
Patronage capital allocations are a bookkeeping entry to assign margins to members into their patronage capital accounts based on how much electricity they use during the year. In most years, there's at least a small amount of money credited to members' accounts as their patronage capital allocation. Conceptually, allocations are a conditional IOU from the cooperative. The IOU can be repaid if KIUC's financial conditions justify it in a future year. The Hawaii Public Utilities Commission has established a threshold for margin retirement. If KIUC exceeds that threshold, the excess margin must be retired, or you could say refunded, to our members in the year immediately after they're allocated. Margins above the threshold are returned to you either by check or, more often, by a credit to your electricity bill. So, to summarize, in any year where KIUC has margins, if you purchased electricity, you'll receive an allocation. If that margin is large enough, you may receive an allocation and a PUC-mandated retirement in the following year. As we'll discuss later, the KIUC board may also decide to retire additional amounts from prior year's allocations.
How do you decide how much retirement each member receives?
The first question is to determine how much will be retired in total each year. All of the prior year's margins above the threshold set by the Hawaii Public Utilities Commission is retired based on a pro rata share of that year's margin allocation. So, if $100 of patronage capital is retired based on the threshold being met, each member receives their pro rata share of that $100 retirement based on that year's patronage capital allocation. For example, if a member uses 1% of KIUC's total electricity sales, they will receive 1% of the patronage capital that's being allocated into their account, and then receive their pro rata share of the $100 being retired as either a check or a bill credit. Your annual patronage capital allocation and, if applicable, retirement is reported to you on your bill or by mail every year, usually in the month of July.
How much patronage capital has been retired since 2003?
KIUC became a cooperative in 2002 and began allocating patronage capital in 2003. Since then, KIUC has retired more than $39 million to its members in patronage capital. You can think of it this way, that $39 million is margin or profit that could have been sent off island to a large corporation if we were an investor-owned utility. Instead, because we're a cooperative, that excess revenue was returned to our members right here on Kauai. That's an incredible benefit to our members and our community.
When can I get the rest of my money?
The KIUC Board of Directors has the sole authority to retire patronage capital to our members, consistent with the requirement of the Hawaii Public Utilities Commission, or PUC. So far, through 2025, the KIUC Board has only retired amounts that were in excess of PUC-established thresholds for margin. Also, KIUC has retired any amounts that are dispersed via estate retirements when a member dies. Even if you're no longer a member of KIUC, if you've purchased electricity from us since 2002, you likely have a patronage capital account, and that money is being used as equity for KIUC. Most electric cooperatives retire patronage capital on a 25 or 30-year cycle based on the financial health of the cooperative. It's likely that the board will begin retiring patronage capital relating to earlier years' allocations beginning in the next 5 years, if financial results remain positive. Until then, unretired patronage capital will remain credited to your account and will contribute to the overall financial health of KIUC.
Why do you only give a percentage back on estate retirements?
When a member dies, the member's beneficiaries can apply to receive the retirement-eligible portion of the deceased member's patronage capital account balance. The amount eligible for retirement is not the full account balance due to the need to hold some equity over time for a sound financial structure. We also need to reflect the early retirement of that balance before other members receive their share of those same margins. This time value of money discount is applied to the final estate retirement amount. If you're applying for an estate retirement for a deceased KIUC member, our staff will review with you the percentage used to calculate the amount you'll receive.
What happens to patronage capital on a commercial account?
A commercial account accrues patronage capital in the same way a residential account does. So, if you have or had a commercial account with KIUC, it's likely that you have a balance in that patronage capital account, which grows proportionate to the amount of electricity your commercial account uses every year. If your business stops operating and the account is in the name of a legal entity that no longer exists, it may be more complicated for you to access patronage capital retirements when they're authorized by the board of directors. Any commercial member that's planning to close their account should consult with their attorney or financial advisor and should contact KIUC regarding their options for their patronage capital account.
What do you do with unclaimed patronage capital retirements?
If a member is sent a retirement check and doesn't cash it, KIUC will hold that amount and attempt to get that check to the member for a period of 5 years. In the December issue of Currents Magazine, we publish a list of names of members who have not cashed previously issued patronage capital checks. Thankfully, many members see this and contact us to claim their retirement. If after 5 years the member hasn't reached out to claim the retirement, the money is transferred to a separate nonprofit entity, the KIUC Charitable Foundation. KIUC established this foundation to avoid having these unclaimed credits being transferred to the state of Hawaii. The KIUC Charitable Foundation uses the funds to assist members in financial need, stay current on their electric bills, and also provides grants to deserving local nonprofits.
Where can I find my patronage capital balance?
KIUC will notify you of any patronage capital allocation or retirement every year, usually during the month of July. If you have an active account, this information will be included with your monthly bill. If you closed your account during the year, you'll receive a notification of your balance via mail. You can always call us at 808-246-4300 to inquire about the status of your Patronage Capital account.
Where can I learn more about Patronage Capital?
You can find more information about Patronage Capital on KIUC's website, www.kiuc.coop. We also provide you with a brochure on Patronage Capital each year in our report on your account.